Hi guys, my name is Michael. Welcome back. So it's been a really interesting last 24 hours. A lot is moving. Things are moving really fast in the global financial space. Earlier today I was talking to you guys about Japan and the issues that maybe, that could happen and the potential of that escalating. And right now it just feels like the panic in the stock market and in the US is just getting more and more. People are worried about the fact that a recession might be on its way to the United States. And this is what I try to tell the people that watch my video, is that we have to always understand what is going on, right? Because there are two things happening at the same time. You have what is happening, which is for people who do not understand, and then you have what is going on, which is where the important information is. So if you understand what is going on, you will always be ahead of the curve. And if you've been following my channel, or my previous channel rather, you will know that I came out here a couple of weeks ago, and and I did a video called Stay Focused, right? And I was talking about the fact that do not be carried away by the whole political shenanigans that was going on between Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. And we had to focus. And I was saying there was a need for us to focus on the economy and the financial side of things. And because that is where the action is. And so right now we're seeing a lot of action in the stock market. The prices are coming down and people are panicking, right? I also came on and I did a video, I think 2 weeks ago, and I talked about the need for us to position in stocks. I said, there's going to be an opportunity in the stock market. People who do not understand what is going on, prices are going to come down, people are going to sell, and it's going to be a time of opportunity. It's going to be an opportunity for people who know what they are doing. You can take advantage of these opportunities. So I hope you guys are really getting the import of what I'm trying to share and what I'm trying to communicate with all these videos, right? I really hope so. So right now I want to bring to your attention another thing that I feel is on the horizon. A lot of people see what is going on in the stock market, what is happening in the stock market, but what is really going on is that we are at the beginning of a currency crisis. We are at the beginning of a currency crisis, and these things will become more evident, right, as we move further into the year. It will become more evident that we are at the beginning of a currency crisis. So one thing I want to bring to your attention, and this one is just on a side note. So in the next couple of days, I think on the 15th of August, we're going to mark the 53rd anniversary of the end of the gold standard. This was the day, 15th of August 1971, we had what we now know as the Nixon shock, where the former president of the United States, Richard Nixon, came on air and gave a speech where he talked about the fact that people will no longer be able to convert the US dollars into gold. So I just thought I'd put that there on a side note. So we are in a very, very important season, right? August 15th, 2024 will be the 53rd anniversary. And so it's no coincidence that things are beginning to happen, right now in 2024. So I just want to put that out there. So the next thing I want to talk about, since 1971, gold was removed as the pillar of the global financial system. But what gold became, for a lot of people who are paying attention, is gold became a barometer for the soundness of the global financial system. So every time you see the price of gold rising, it means that there's something wrong, because what it means is that people are trying to find safety, people are trying to find shelter, people are trying to put their money in somewhere where they feel like nothing will happen to it. So every time there's an issue in the global financial system or in the US economy, we see people running to gold. So we monitor the gold price. Whenever we see the gold price going up, we understand that there is some problem somewhere. And so that has been the role of gold really in the global financial system in the last 53 years. So right now, when we're talking about, the soundness of the global financial system, which in large part really means the United States economy, we can see that there are a lot of headwinds facing the US economy right now. And there are so many things. These are just a few of them. There's a possibility that the United States might go into recession. In fact, the recession might already be here, right? There's an election uncertainty. No one knows what is going to happen in November. Right now it's between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. So there's uncertainty there. also you have inflation, which is just which is just there, just chilling on the side. The cost the cost of goods and services are going up, at a rapid rate. We also have geopolitical tensions. We know the war in between Russia and Ukraine, also the war between Israel and Iran. A lot of things could change very fast in those areas, right? We also have hostile tensions. We have the relationship between US and Russia are not good right now. Also, the relationship between US and China is not the best right now. So there are a lot of headwinds facing the United States. So all these things, all these factors are coming together, and they are making people worried, and they are making people worried and cautious, if I can put it that way. And one way to gauge the sentiments of people, especially when it comes to the US economy, is to look at what we call the greed and fear index, right? This greed and fear index, what it shows us is the sentiment of investors, especially in the US economy. And so usually when you have this gauge or this indicator facing greed, what it means is that people are confident, people have full faith and confidence in the US economy. People people are in the position to take risk, and that's when you see like a lot of people investing in stocks heavily. We see a lot of people going into risky assets like crypto and all these kind of things. That is when it is in greed. But when this gauge switches to fear, what it means is that people are becoming more cautious, right? At this point, people are trying to reduce their risk and exposures to risky assets, right? That's why we see that the crypto space is not really picking up, because people are becoming more and more cautious, right? That's what the sentiment is right now, and nothing shows this sentiment more than the report we received from Berkshire Hathaway today. So Berkshire Hathaway, which is the company run by Warren Buffett, right? They did their earnings meeting today, and we noticed a couple of things there. We just shows you the sentiments playing out, right? We noticed that Berkshire Hathaway, they slashed their stake in Apple by 50%. And we know Berkshire Hathaway, it's a company that likes to invest in companies, and they really, they hold those companies for a long time, right? But to see them slash their stake by 50%, what it means is that they are trying to reduce their exposure to the US stock market, right? They also slash their investment in Bank of America as well. So what you see is that caution that I am talking about. People are beginning to be cautious. People are beginning to, how I put it, it's called fear in the stock market. So people are becoming more and more cautious. People are trying to, reduce their risk to the stock market, their exposure to the stock market, so that in case anything happens, they will not suffer too much of a loss. And right now, what we know is that Berkshire Hathaway, right, they are sitting on over $276 billion in cash, and this is very unusual for a company which is an investment company, right? Because as an investment company, you don't want to just have cash sitting down in the bank account, right? You want to be invested. You want to be investing in companies that can bring returns and everything. But for some reason, Berkshire Hathaway has just been, selling their stakes in companies, reducing their stakes in companies, and just keeping the cash. They are not doing anything. They are not making any investments. They are just keeping the cash. And this cash is usually saved in short-term treasuries and all that. And the reason why I am bringing all this thing to your attention is that, again, we have to come back to our water system model, right? When money, is moving, we have to try and understand where is money moving to. So one of the movements of money right now is that money is coming out of the stock market. People are trying to reduce their exposure to the stock market because of all the headwinds they believe is facing the United States, right? People are trying to, sell their stake, trim their positions and everything. But what we want to find out is, where is that money going to go to? Because like I said, the money cannot sit in cash for too long, right? We have to find out where the money is going to go to. And one place that money is heading to is into precious metals. And I'm talking about gold. And if you take a look at this article from Bloomberg, it says here, the flight out of global equities, which is stocks, right, is becoming a stampede. That means people are running out of stocks. As increasing signs of a US economic slowdown spur a pivot towards safe haven assets of treasuries and gold. So right now they say people are coming out of equities, people are coming out of stocks, and they are trying to get into gold. And when they say, the flight out of global equities, what you need to understand is that the the amount of money in global equities is over 119 trillion, right? So if 119 trillion, let's just say a fraction of 119 trillion is coming out of the stock market, right? And it's going into treasuries and gold. What it just means is that, things are about to get bullish for gold. And I'm just using that as an example, right? Things are about to get bullish for gold. Now, when you take a look at the price of gold, you will notice that throughout 2024, gold has been on the uptrend, right? It has been on the uptrend steadily. It's just been going slow and steady. And you can see the trend here that gold, is just going up. It came down a little bit here, but the trend overall is upwards. And you might be wondering, like, oh, Michael, why are you bringing this to our attention? Gold is already 2,400, is around 2,400. I mean, you should have told us when gold was like, I have been talking about gold for a long time, but the reason why I'm doing this video today is that a lot of people do not understand the scale of the crisis that is on the horizon. So right now, at this price, it is my estimation that gold is cheap, because if you understand the scale of the issue that is on the horizon, then you know that gold is going to go up more than this. As a matter of fact, I don't think I strongly believe that, I don't want to put a number, but I have a figure in my head. But by this time, next year, before the end of the first quarter, I think we're going to be seeing a different number when it comes to the price of gold. So I still believe that there is a massive opportunity in gold at the moment, just because of the scale of the crisis that is on the horizon. I told you guys in the earlier video today that Japan, you have to watch Japan. Japan is Japan is going to be the catalyst for a lot of things that is going to happen very soon. So we have to keep our eyes on that. And I also, if you watch my video about positioning in stocks, I told you guys, like, there are different ways to invest in gold. I mean, if you're a lady, right, one way to invest in gold, if you buy a gold earring, if you buy a gold necklace, if you buy a gold ring, that is an investment in gold. That's how easy it is to invest in gold, right? So we need to understand that. And if you're someone that, if you're an investor and you want to gain serious exposure to gold, I talked about the fact that you can leverage some of the ETFs like the GLD, like the IAU, the IAU ETF, or the PHYS. And I also told you guys in that video that Michael Burry had been buying gold for a while now, because he too was seeing an issue with the economy on the horizon. So those are vehicles that you can use to gain exposure to gold. You can also buy the physical metal if you want. Do you get? But I strongly believe that there is still a massive opportunity in gold. And this is because a lot of people do not understand the scale of what is on the horizon. There is a currency crisis, on the horizon. And we are just at the beginning of that crisis. So guys, I just thought I'd bring this to your attention. If you like videos like this, please like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.